Hello student, today I take up a new topic and its title is Tsunami and its impact. Student, as you know that tsunami occurred in Pacific Ocean, southern Pacific Ocean around Tongo Island and 2 days back. And so I have chosen this topic because it is a part of our lecture under current topics. So the lesson plan includes why is it in news, number 1. Number 2, definition, what is tsunami. Number 3, types of tsunami, then causes of tsunami, and thereafter propagation of tsunami, effects of tsunami, tsunami disaster management and mitigation, and finally conclusion. So these are the important ingredients of our lesson plan. If you like this topic or my lecture on this topic, please share and subscribe. Please tell your friend that this is a free channel. It is available to all, irrespective of his economic or social status in the society. So now let us start the proceedings. A student, as I have told you, that why is it in news? 2 days back, a tsunami occurred because of the volcanic eruption underneath the ocean. Ocean means the Pacific, southern Pacific Ocean, under the river bed. And so what we see, because of the eruption of the volcano under the South Pacific Ocean, 65 kilometers away from Tongo. Now this is the map where we can see you Tongo. This one is, and this is Australia. This is Solomon Island. This is New Zealand. This one. So the small islands are dotted in the Pacific Ocean, and as you see, there is a ring of fire beneath the Pacific Ocean, and that causes often volcanic eruption. And this volcanic eruption is one of the causes for the rise of tsunami, one of the deadliest natural disasters. So now let us see. Warning has been issued by all the littoral state of Pacific Ocean, including the US. And although the damage was not so much, the warnings have now been lifted, but still there is a total disconnection with Tongo because of the disruption in communication or underneath optical fiber, or the disturbance in underneath optical fiber, and that caused disruption in communication with outside world or internet facilities. So what we see, this one is Tonga Tapu. It is the capital of Tonga, and the volcanic eruption occurred 65 kilometers away from Tongo Island. Next, definition. Student, as you know that tsunami is one of the deadliest natural disasters from which the humanity suffered for centuries. So what is tsunami? Actually, tsunami is a Japanese term, and it is made up by 2 words. One is su. This means harbor, And second is Nami. This means waves. So, what you see? Harbor waves. So, tsunami is an ocean wave produced by an event at sea, like an earthquake, landslide, or falling of meteorite, or volcanic eruption. These are the important causes for the eruption of tsunami. So, it is not a single wave. What is tsunami? It is not a single wave, but a series of waves generated by geological changes near or below the ocean floor around about 50 kilometer beneath the sea floor. These waves may be reach enormous size and have been known to travel across the oceans. And so I have depicted this one. This one is the volcanic eruption beneath the ocean. Next. S20, as you know, there are three kinds of tsunami on the basis of the magnitude of destruction caused by them. Now, one is local. Local tsunami occurs in the vicinity of 100 kilometers and it causes tremendous destruction. Why? Because people have no time to escape from, because within 10 minutes it touches the seashore. And so the travel is less than 1 hour or even 10 minutes. So it causes lot of devastation, destruction in the vicinity of seashore. Since there is no sufficient time to escape from the ravage of tsunami, lots of people and property are damaged. Because people do not avail the facilities of warning system. People do not get ample time to evacuate themselves from the affected zone. Next. Second is regional tsunami. A tsunami of the magnitude of around 100 to 1000 kilometer radius from the source of the tsunami can reach 1 to 3 hours, within 1 to 3 hours to the seashore. And so it also causes destruction, damages to property, to people, and people do not get ample time to escape from the place of destruction or seashores. The third type is distant tsunami or tele tsunami or ocean-wide tsunami. Students, as you know, it has its impact on cross oceans, like 2004 tsunami which occurred off the coast of Sumatra, and because of the volcanic eruption, because of the earthquake. And so, because of the tectonic changes, and this caused lot of hardship to the littoral states, and its impact was felt as far as the coast of African countries. So what we see, more than 40 countries were impacted by this 2004 tsunami which occurred off the coast of Sumatra, I mean Indonesia. So this type of tsunami allows people to have ample time to flee away from the coastal area. And now there is a warning system in Pacific Ocean, in Indian Ocean region, and so people evacuate the seashore areas in time, and so now there are chances to have a minimum destruction of property and people. Now, in history, what we see, the 8.7 magnitude at the Richter scale occurred in 1755 off the coast of Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, and its impact was felt as far as the island of West Indies. So in 1755, then what you see, the earthquake near Krakatoa near Indonesia in 1883 killed 36,000 people, impacting far and wide in the Indian Ocean. On 6 December 2004, as I have already told you, off the coast of Sumatra because of the underneath earthquake, changes in plates of, because this is the place where the three plates, Indian plate, Burmese plate and Australian plate, joined together. Because of this changes in plates, earthquake occurred beneath the sea floor, causing heavy casualties. More than 3 lakh people were killed, and its impact was felt around 40 littoral countries of Indian Ocean. So these are some historically important tsunamis. And now, what are the causes of tsunami? As soon as you know, tsunamis may be caused by, as I have already told you, by earthquake, by volcanic eruption, by landslides, by falling of meteorites on the ocean. Earthquakes of the magnitude of more than 7.5 on the Richter scale beneath the sea floor at and having the epicenter less than 50 kilometers of the sea floor, or the fault line where different plates joined together, like earthquake of the coast of Sumatra in 2004, where the three plates conjoined together, that is Australian plate, Burmese plate and Indian plate. So, or fault line. This is another cause. And third is sea floor is tilted or deformed by tectonic earthquake. There is a tectonic shift because of the changes in plates, and seawater above is displaced from the equilibrium position. So water tends to stabilize itself and to regain its equilibrium balance under the influence of the gravity, the force of gravity. And it is this vertical movement of the entire water column that generates waves, generate destructive tsunami waves. Next, propagation of tsunami. How tsunami spreads out. As soon as you know, consists of a series of long waves travels towards the surface of the ocean in all directions away from their place of origin, and next high speed of 800 km to 1000 km per hour. In deep sea, wavelength exceeds 500 to 700 km. The amplitude in the deep sea is not more than 1 meter high, and the speed of wavelength is calculated by one formula, and it is equal to water depth multiplied by gravitational acceleration and whole half. So what we see, cannot be detected in the deep ocean. Deceptive in nature, a person who is sailing through an ocean, he will not detect the tsunami wave because it is very much deceptive over the sea level. And so when reaching shallow water, their speed is reduced from 800 km per hour to 50 to 60 km per hour. And secondly, they attain enormous height. They attain enormous height, often going to 30 meters. As you know, that the principle of conservation of energy, that energy cannot be destroyed or created. It can be transferred from one kind of energy to another kind of energy. So the potential energy now it is converted into kinetic energy. So what we see, that the enormous height, secondly they attain enormous height of up to 30 meters, having very much a strong energy. Tsunami waves smash into the shore like a water bomb, and thereby destroying all the property, all the vegetation, all the people who are on the route of tsunami. Effects of tsunami. What are the effects of tsunami? As soon as you know, it causes flooding of 100 kilometers away from seashore, number one, causing destructions to property, number two, causing lots of hardship to people and death of thousands of people who could not escape from the fury of tsunami. Physiographical change. Tsunami, because of its high power energy, it changes the physiographical condition of that area. Big boulders are displaced from one place to another place. Rocks are torn and put at distant places. Islands are changed. Decline in soil fertility because of the entrance of the saline water of oceans. The entire area visited by tsunami flood becomes saline, resulting into decline in soil fertility, and this results into the lowering of agricultural production, because these lands are not suitable for 5 to 10 years for agricultural activities. So this leads to food shortage in those areas visited by tsunami. And next is effects on marine life. The student, as you know, that lots of marine life is also damaged by the visit of tsunami. Next. Tsunami disaster management and mitigation. How can we mitigate the tsunami destruction? How can we manage this? Number one, get off the beaches and reach at the safer place like high places, high ground. Stay away from rivers leading into oceans, because tsunami enter into the rivers and causes flood in reverse direction. So stay away from rivers leading into ocean. Don't go into the ocean till the warning is lifted, because tsunami visits in waves, in several series of waves. So don't go to the ocean immediately, because there can be several giant waves, one after another in succession. So advance warning about the tsunami, like number one, perceptible rapid rise and fall. Whenever you see the tsunami, the important sign of coming tsunami is that there is a rapid rise in fall in coastal water. It may be a forewarning for all those persons who are living on the coastline. Secondly, coastal areas less than 8 meters in height must leave and evacuate immediately because they are the most vulnerable. Coastal and shaking of ground must be taken as for sufficient warning for the people living in the coastal areas. Similarly, if there is underwater earthquake, a tsunami can reach the coast in a few minutes. Warning center has been developed in the Pacific region in around for all the 26 littoral countries. India also developed tsunami warning system in the Indian Ocean. Unusual animal behavior during the tsunami is also a sign for warning, is to forewarn all of us that tsunami is coming. Why? Because it has been seen that whenever there is a danger of tsunami, the behavior of animals becomes very much bizarre. Elephant wants to go to higher places. They start wailing. Crows flee away from the affected areas. So, unusual animal behavior during tsunami should also be observed in order to minimize the destruction. Planting of trees on the coastal areas to mitigate impact of tsunami. Wherever the planting of trees has been done on the coastal areas, it has been observed that the destruction was minimum. Similarly, the structural protection like walls, ridges can be built on the coastline to act as protective devices against tsunami. A stopping of mining of sand and other minerals from the sea and unwanted construction should be adopted. Why? Because sands dunes around the sea coastline absorbs most of the energy of tsunami waves, and so it causes mitigation. So the deposit sand should not be removed from the coastal area of ocean or sea. So conclusion, what is our conclusion? As soon as you know, I have already told you that tsunami is one of the deadliest natural disasters for human being, and most of the civilization around the sea coast have been destroyed by tsunamis in the past. And so tsunami is a natural disaster. We cannot stop its occurrence, but we can do certain things for its mitigation by management, by proper management. And I have already discussed in detail about how to manage the destruction or the devastation caused by tsunami, and by proper management its mitigation can be done, and the damage can be the least. And if we succeed by achieving the least damage by the proper management and mitigation procedure, it will be our biggest achievement. So, student, you see this one, how the waves are rising. It may go to 30 meters with a high energy, causing lot of destruction to property, houses, whenever it touches the seashore. So now I am winding up my lecture. I hope that you might have relished my lecture on this topic. This is a current topic. If you like my lecture, please share and subscribe. This is free channel for all. I hope you will get benefit out of this lecture. Please tell your friends that